Greetings, leaders. WonderBuhle is a Durban-based artist. Ukhulele endaweni yaKwaNgcolosi, which is a place that is more like a village. That's where I grew up, raised by my grandmother and my mom. I always start with my grandmother first because I spent so much time with her. You know, my mom was working in the States and then she would come mostly on the weekend, but she contributed a lot, you know, as well. But most of the teachings really came from my grandmother. Yeah, I started painting probably in 2018, but I've been practicing art in different forms. Mostly like charcoals. I've been doing a lot of drawings from like as far as 2010, like improving the style and getting influence from different South African artists and some international artists. We're no longer gonna run, as you say, it's really like one of my biggest works done in painting, because I think it came across the time while I was working on the series, the Phoenix survivors. So the sketches were all done around the same time where the country was kind of like boiling, the looting, there was so much brutality happening around the country, and those things started to impose a lot of barricades and segregation within race. Other things started to surface, and I felt like most of those things that surfaced were like more like historical stains in terms of race, because Black people became even more victims of, being deprived to certain places, of which the Phoenix massacre happened because of that as well, where we experienced so much brutality. People got homes there, people had families. Now you're coming to work we're coming from work to your home, you're getting killed because you are in an area where it's dominated by a certain race. And maybe I live in a gated estate in Hillcrest. I couldn't go to my house because now there's a barricade. I have to produce so much, but we've been living together for years. So now I became an animal. All of a sudden now I'm very like black. So I felt like I need to say something about this. This piece is mainly about that, and was strictly done to finish the series of the Phoenix survivors, to say we're no longer gonna run. I think with this work, I would like my daughters to see themselves like how powerful they are, and also it's more like envisioning the skills of leadership and to be able to stand for themselves, in spaces. And because I believe like everyone got a role or got a strong purpose, to play in life. When they grow and they encounter this work in one of the museums one day, I think it will be an amazing feel for them to see that they've been celebrated from an early age and empowered, because this is energy. One thing that we don't really take into consideration, painting is energy, whether you like it or not. If my vibrations right now, it's love, for instance, for some reason it's gonna show in the work that I'm working on, because I'm burning all these thoughts, the feelings, all the emotions are just gonna be attached of that moment. So it becomes the energy. Some might pick it up, some, depending on how your vibration levels vibrate to you. So it's like, it's energy at the end of the day. So while I was working on these pieces, I had the same drive, like I want Aline to feel this. I want Aline to see, to see her like being blown up a bit in terms of the scale. For me to invite them in the painting is also to give them like my vision about them.